What if I told you the end of the world wouldn't be a stranger's scream or a monster's roar, but the whisper of a name from the mouth of someone you love? It's a terrifying question, one we've all seen in 100 different movies, but they always get it wrong. They show us hordes of the undead, mindless and ravenous. But what if the true horror isn't hunger, but memory? What if they could still see you, still know you, even as they became a thing of nightmares? The world as you know it has shattered, replaced by a silent apocalypse where the only sound is the shuffling of feet and the faint, guttural moans of those who were once your neighbors. But you're safe. You're in your home, barricaded against the chaos, listening to the static on your radio. Then you hear a soft, frantic scratching at the door. And you know, with a sickening certainty, that it's them, your family. The ones who are no longer human, but who still somehow, impossibly, remember your name. The scratching at the door grows more insistent, a rhythm you've known your whole life. The same impatient tapping your dad always used when he came home from work. You press your eye to the peephole and your world collapses. It's your mother, her face pale and gaunt, her eyes milky and vacant, but with a flicker of something familiar. A silent plea in the depths of her gaze that seems to say, "Help me, I'm still here." Beside her is your younger brother, his usually bright, mischievous eyes now clouded with a hunger that makes your blood run cold. But he's reaching out a hand, not to grab you, but to tap on the glass, a gesture he used to make when he wanted you to open the door and play video games. The sight of it is a gut punch. They aren't mindless monsters, they're your family, trapped inside a broken shell, and they know you're on the other side. They're pleading with you, silently begging for a release you can't possibly give them. What would you do at that moment? Would you open the door, hoping to find a fragment of the person you loved? Or would you keep it locked, knowing that the person you once knew is already gone? The scent of rot and decay seeps through the cracks, a nauseating reminder of the unnatural state they are in. Yet the memory of your mother's fresh-baked cookies and your brother's cologne hangs in the air, a ghost of what was. The tapping stops, replaced by a guttural groan that sounds like your father's name. You peek out again, and this time you see him. He's standing a few feet back, his body a shambling mess, but he's holding something. It's your old baseball glove, the one he bought you for your 10th birthday, the leather worn and cracked. He holds it up, a silent offering, a memory from a time before the world ended, a desperate attempt to bridge the chasm between life and undeath. It's a sick, twisted parody of a handshake. They aren't trying to attack you, they're trying to reconnect. This isn't the mindless hunger we've been taught to fear. This is a tragedy far more profound. It's the memory of love corrupted, a desperate echo in a storm of rot. They don't want to eat you, they just want to hold you one last time. This is not a horror story about monsters. It's a horror story about a memory that just won't die. Days turn into a hellish routine. Every morning they are there, waiting for you. They don't try to break in, not violently. Instead, they find tokens, small mementos of your shared life, and present them at the door. Your mother leaves a wilted rose from the garden she tended with such care. Your brother presents a faded photograph of the two of you as kids, a wide, toothy grin on his face. Your father, one morning, brings a single, muddy fishing lure, a symbol of the quiet afternoons you spent together on the lake. Each item is a nail in your emotional coffin. It's a psychological torture far worse than any physical threat. They are not trying to get in to hurt you. They are trying to get in to be with you, to be family again. A terrible, twisted caricature of what once was. You can see the struggle in their eyes. a constant flicker between the vacant hunger of the infected and a glimmer of the person they once were. What would you do when the very people who raised you, who taught you to love and be loved, become the very thing you must now fear? The worst part is the sound, not the groans, but the soft, sorrowful whispers they make at the door. "Home," your mother moans, her voice a raspy caricature of the one that used to sing you lullabies. "Play," your brother murmurs, a sound that makes you ache with a nostalgia for a life you'll never have again. "Son," your father rasps, a sound that slices through your soul with the force of 1,000 knives. The world outside is a graveyard of dreams, but your home has become a prison of memories. You're trapped, not by a physical threat, but by the impossible weight of love and guilt. The world is ending, but for you, the apocalypse has already happened, and it looks exactly like the family you've spent your whole life loving. The question looms, a dark, heavy thing in the quiet of your home. How do you survive an apocalypse when the monsters are the ones you love? One evening, as the setting sun paints the sky in shades of bruised orange and sickly purple, you look out the window. They are all there, a silent vigil at the end of your driveway. Your father is sitting on the curb, his head in his hands, a posture of profound, world-weary sadness. Your mother is standing near the mailbox, her vacant eyes staring at the space where her garden once flourished. Your brother is tracing a pattern on the sidewalk, the same one he used to draw when he was bored. They are not waiting for you to come out. They're waiting for something else, a flicker of hope, a sign that the world isn't truly over. It's a silence more terrifying than any scream. They are just there. Not a threat, but a sorrow, a constant living monument to your grief. And then you see a small shuffling figure you don't recognize. A neighbor, a stranger, a member of the horde. It stumbles towards your family, its intentions clear and horrifying. It's a genuine threat, one without memory, without love, without a flicker of recognition. And you realize with a chilling clarity what they are. Your family isn't a threat, they are your shield. They see the approaching danger, and something happens, a flicker of sentience, a rush of memory. Your father rises, his shambling form taking on a terrifying purpose. Your mother steps forward, her groans turning into a low, menacing growl. They position themselves between you and the mindless, hungry thing, a human shield made of the very flesh that once gave you life. The genuine monsters, the ones without memory, have arrived, and your family, the ones with fragmented memories of you, are now protecting you from them. The line between monster and victim blurs into nothingness. The question now isn't what they would do to you, but what they would do for you. This isn't a story of survival, it's a story of sacrifice. A terrible, beautiful moment where a father, a mother, and a brother, trapped in a nightmare, somehow find the strength to be family one last time. The confrontation is brief and brutal. The silent monster is overwhelmed, its mindless aggression no match for the corrupted, purpose-driven love of your family. They protect your home, they protect you, and then they return to their silent vigil, their backs to you, their bodies a wall against the storm. The sun sets, casting long, grotesque shadows. And in the growing darkness, you realize the impossible choice you must make. You can stay in your home, forever a prisoner of your own grief, protected by the very monsters you were taught to fear. Or you can leave, knowing that every step you take away from your home is a step towards a world where your family, in their own twisted way, is still alive. The most terrifying thought isn't the walking dead, it's a living memory. The fact that a part of them, a part of their love for you, will never truly die. It will just remember. What if the end of the world isn't about running and hiding, but about facing the most difficult truth of all? Sometimes, the most horrific things we face are the ones we love. What would you do when the world has ended, but your family is still standing on your front lawn, waiting for you to come home? The apocalypse isn't a final act. It's a constant, agonizing reminder of what you have lost, and a question you will never be able to answer.